Hello, welcome to the Soul Elevation Podcast, guiding your ascension to new heights. I'm your host, Kara Goodwin, and I am doing this live stream on YouTube on Friday, May 16th. And I'm so happy to be here today. I want to talk about how you can help other people to ascend right now. We're all here to be of service in addition to our own progress, our own evolution, our own experience. We are also here to help others and to be a vessel for God's work. And we may get caught in a loop where we tell ourselves we're not in a position to help others. Maybe we feel that because the job that we're in doesn't feel that it's directly related to service work. We may not feel that we have the reach to be able to help anybody else. But the truth is that no matter what our vocation is, we are in service just by being here, just by embodying our spirit. And the more that we open ourselves up to that embodiment, the more we affect change in the collective. And so, this is one of those things that as you go along in your personal spiritual development, you start to shift from evolving yourself and your own ascension and your own spiritual progress to opening yourself up so that you can also help others. But that doesn't look one way. You may look at somebody and say, Dr. Joe Dispenza, oh my goodness, he is activating so many people. He is really impacting so many people. He has such a wide reach. And if I'm going to serve the divine, it has to look like that or something like that. But it's important to realize that at the quantum level, you can be doing so much work in the background, and you are doing so much work in the background where you may not even realize what you're doing. I have had this shown to me in different quantum experiences in different ways. You may have heard me talk about this before, but one of the most profound ways that this showed up for me is I was in this, you can call it the hypnagogic state. It's this very ripe time between wakefulness and sleep, where you're not asleep yet. You're very aware of what's happening around you, but you're very soft. You're very malleable. You're kind of some people experience lucid dreams where you know that you're dreaming, like you're aware of your dreaming, and you can kind of direct your dream a bit. For me in this state, I'm absolutely aware that I am awake. And I started seeing my energy represented as tiles. It was like I had these tiles 360 degrees around me, and I could make myself at the molecular level, at the quantum level, however you want to think of it. I could raise my vibration and I could make those tiles turn gold. And as I did that, everybody that I was connected with, their tiles, a percentage of their tiles also turned gold, just because we were connected, because we've got these overlapping touch points. And so because they're part of my reality, they also were turning gold to some degree. I couldn't do it 100% for them because we all have free will. We all have our own destiny. But that was a really strong visual for me and understanding. And I heard somebody named Paul Levy talking about this too. I need to look into his work. He only just came on my radar, but he has done some writing on the quantum realm. And he talked about Indira's net. And maybe you've heard of this. It was familiar to me, but I need to look more into it. But the way that he was talking about it was the same thing, but it was just represented in a different way, where it was like everybody are these spheres at the quantum level. We're all spheres, and it's like this, we have this reflective quality. And so we're all spheres, like facing other spheres in all directions. And so when our sphere like lights up, we also light up the spheres around us, and then they are also reflecting back to us light. And so like as we light up the spheres around us, but they're also reflecting back to us. So it's this amazing loop or reflection, like infinite reflection. If you imagine like you're in a fun house and those mirrors where it just looks like fractals of you just go on forever, it's like that because you light up and then it keeps refracting and reflecting back and forth. And then we're lighting each other up. So all of that to say that the work that you're doing on yourself is also on behalf of the collective. And so how can you utilize that in a more conscious way? And so something that you can do right now is to forgive. So I invite you to think about somebody in your life who makes you tense, makes you angry, who did something that makes you feel indignant, or maybe they just exhibit this behavior that really drives you crazy, and maybe they have done this to you recently, or something's been reactivated, and it's an old wound, but it's related to something that somebody did to you. And you really wish this person, oh, it's so annoying, or it's so angering, it's so maddening. That is showing you a reflection within you where you've still got work to do. You still are holding on to some darkness. You still have some wounding in there that's informing your perspective on life, and it is affecting your light. And so I don't say that for you to feel ashamed. I say that as an invitation to acknowledge the opportunity, because you can choose to forgive them. And it may not be that they've done one thing that you feel that you need to forgive. It may just be that they have this way about them that really triggers you, and they've done it your whole relationship. And but what happens is it contracts you. You get in this judgmental mode. You get in this anger mode. You shut down. You get on your high horse. You think you're superior to them because you don't do that action or whatever it might be. But what's happening is that it's chipping away at your happiness, at your ability to express yourself fully as the divine. It's preventing you from completely opening yourself up, letting God move through you and express itself through you. So it's just an opportunity for you. And I know it's hard because I'm also a human and I also have relationships with other humans. And people can drive us crazy, and they can make mistakes or have personality traits that really trigger us. But if we can soften our judgments with compassion and forgiveness, that really helps to elevate us and helps us expand into another level of consciousness. You can think of your progress, your ascension, your spiritual evolution as an expansion. And in order to expand out into new levels of who you are and to be able to express yourself in new ways, first of all, it comes with gifts. Those expansions come with gifts. There may be psychic skills that open up, that awaken. There can be new understandings, new knowledge, new roles for you, new positions in terms of your outreach, in terms of your impact. But you can think of it as gates. There are gates to getting to a new level of expansion where your energy expands into a new level, into a new realm. And there are gates that we have to go through because we can't vibrate or resonate and hold that resonance when we're still vibrating in a certain way. So if I'm vibrating at, I'm just going to use arbitrary numbers. Don't read into these numbers in any way, but let's say there's a 20. I'm vibrating at 20, and the next level I is 30. And so in order to be able to expand into that, I have to be able to vibrate at 30. If I'm still holding on to this wounding, these shadows, this judgment, this criticism, if I then I can't vibrate at 30. I can't hold it. It's not compatible. And it's just a very natural like gate where it's like, well, you're not yet ready because you can't hold that resonance. And so in order to advance and to hold the resonance, we can forgive. We can hold compassion. Again, I know that this can feel hard, but you have a whole team of divine help. This gives me chills, actually. I can feel it in the back of my head. But you have a whole team of guides who are walking through this life with you, and they're waiting for you to invite them in, to ask them for help. So ask them to help you be able to forgive, to help you to have more compassion in your heart, to cleanse and alchemize this hurt or this anger or this judgment, this critical part of you. You can also feel that you're handing it to them, like you're just taking that critic, that judgmental critic that has, no matter how long you have had this relationship with this person, maybe they're a sibling, you've known them your whole life and you've always seen them this way. They've always been able to pick this wound, but you're saying, okay, I've had enough now. And you can picture yourself handing this to your team and say, this is yours now. Help me to relieve myself of it. And see where that takes you. If it's not something that happens immediately, keep practicing that, but know that you have that access, and it also can shift suddenly. Don't be in this mindset where you think there a certain amount of time has to pass. It could happen just like that. Okay, so anything is possible, everything is possible, but so much happens through your intention. And so utilize that help. Don't think that you have to do all of this on your own, and know that not only are you doing that so that you can experience that expansion and lighten your load and experience more of your higher self expressing itself through you, but you are also helping to uplift the collective through that work. You are doing very important work to help shift the collective, to help shift the whole of humanity into another octave of vibration. It's so important. There's nothing more important that you can do. So I hope that you feel inspired. I hope that I know that you will be blessed as you take this and run with it. I would love to have you download a new earth meditation that I released a week or two ago. I'll put the link for that in there, but this is another way for you to help the collective by using this guided meditation. It's short, but it will help you to envision a higher reality and draw that in. And again, use your creative powers to really help us shift humanity and the collective into another reality, a higher reality. And I also have an energy reset workshop coming up in 2 weeks at the end of May. I would love to see you in there. That's going to be a great way for us to clear out distortion. We're going to talk about how distortion comes in, what it does to our energy fields, how we can clear it. We will work on clearing it in that workshop, but also give you tools so that you can keep engaging with this on your own, because the point is for you to find your own liberation. The point is not for somebody else to do that for you. So I want to give you the tools so that you can own that and keep using it in your own liberation, helping everybody else become sovereign and liberated as well. So I also have an amazing podcast episode that came out on the soul elevation yesterday for those who are watching live with Sean Leonard. He is an Indigenous spirit talker in Nova Scotia, and he is just amazing. It's such an uplifting episode. So please do tune into that. I'm going to try to remember to put all the links into the show notes here for all of the things that I mentioned. But thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing rest of the day. I wish you many, many blessings. Thank you so much.